Imagine a city, lost 4 centuries beneath the desert sands of Syria. A city so perfectly preserved that stepping into it is like stepping back in time. This isn't the plot of a movie. This is the real story of Dura-Europos, a place often called the Pompeii of the desert. Today, we embark on a journey to uncover its hidden treasures and unravel the mysteries it holds. Our story begins not in the ancient world, but in the chaos of 1920. A British soldier, digging a trench near the Euphrates River, strikes something hard. It's not a rock, but a beautifully painted wall. He has unknowingly stumbled upon one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. What he and the archaeologists who followed discovered was nothing short of a miracle. Dura-Europos was a crossroads of cultures, founded by the Greeks, ruled by the Parthians, and finally conquered by the Romans. It was a melting pot of languages, religions, and traditions. And unlike many ancient cities, which were gradually abandoned or destroyed, Dura-Europos met a sudden, dramatic end. Around 256 AD, the mighty Sasanian Empire laid siege to this Roman outpost. To defend their city, the Roman soldiers came up with a desperate plan. They filled the streets and buildings along the western wall with sand and rubble, creating a massive earthen rampart. This act, meant to save the city, ultimately failed. The Sassanians conquered Dura-Europos, and it was abandoned to the desert. But that very act of desperation became a gift to history. The sand that filled the city entombed it, protecting it from the ravages of time. It created a time capsule, preserving buildings, frescoes, and artifacts in stunning detail. When archaeologists began to excavate, they weren't just finding broken pottery and foundations. They were finding entire buildings, with their walls still standing, covered in vibrant paintings. Let's walk through its silent streets. Imagine turning a corner and seeing a temple dedicated to Palmyran gods, their mysterious eyes staring out from colorful frescoes. Walk a little further, and you find a Mithraeum, a sanctuary for followers of the Persian god myth. Its benches and altar still intact, showing scenes of the gods slaying a celestial bull. The air feels thick with forgotten rituals and whispered prayers. But the most astonishing discoveries were yet to come. In one ordinary-looking private house, archaeologists found something extraordinary. The walls were covered not with geometric patterns or mythological scenes, but with stories from the Hebrew Bible. This was the Dura-Europos synagogue, the oldest and best-preserved ancient synagogue ever discovered. Its paintings, dating back to the 3rd century AD, depict scenes like the parting of the Red Sea, Moses receiving the 10 Commandments, and the story of Esther. Before this discovery, many scholars believed that early Jewish art was strictly non-figurative, avoiding images of people. The Dura-Europos synagogue completely rewrote that chapter of history. It showed a vibrant, confident Jewish community expressing its faith through rich, narrative art. The detail is incredible. You can see the Pharaoh's soldiers drowning in the sea, the Israelites marching to freedom, all painted with a raw, powerful energy. It's a visual Bible, frozen in time, and just a stone's throw away from the synagogue. Another building held an equally revolutionary secret. It was a Christian house church, one of the earliest known in the world. This wasn't a grand cathedral. It was a simple home, modified for worship. A wall had been knocked down to create a larger assembly room. Another room had been converted into a baptistry, complete with a font and a canopy painted with celestial stars. The frescoes here tell a different story, one of a new faith finding its voice. We see images of the Good Shepherd, a young, beardless Christ carrying a lamb on his shoulders. We see the story of the Samaritan woman at the well and a remarkable painting of Adam and Eve. Most famously, there's a scene believed to depict Jesus healing the paralytic and Peter walking on water. These aren't the grand, formalized images of later Christian art. They are intimate, personal, and profoundly moving. What makes Dura-Europos so utterly unique is this incredible proximity. A Jewish synagogue, a Christian church, and temples to Greek, Roman, and Palmyran gods, all existed side by side on the same city block. This wasn't just a military outpost. It was a testament to a world of religious diversity and coexistence that we often forget. People of different faiths lived as neighbors, their sanctuaries sharing the same dusty streets. The city also tells us about the daily lives of its inhabitants. Archaeologists found papyrus, documents, contracts, letters, and even school exercises. They found textiles, perfectly preserved fragments of clothing that tell us what people wore. They found armor, including a complete set of horse armor, its scales glinting as if ready for battle. They found children's toys and kitchen utensils. Each object is a whisper from the past, a tangible link to the people who called this city home. The story of Dura-Europos is also a story of a brutal final battle. Archaeologists uncovered the siege tunnels dug by the Sassanians and the counter-tunnels dug by the Romans. Inside one of these tunnels, they made a grim discovery: the skeletons of about 20 Roman soldiers, piled together. Forensic analysis revealed a horrifying tale. The Sassanians had used a form of early chemical warfare, burning sulfur and bitumen to create a cloud of poison gas that instantly killed the Roman defenders in their own tunnel. It's a chilling reminder of the city's violent end. Sadly, the modern story of Dura-Europos has its own tragedy. In recent years, the site has been extensively looted and damaged during the conflict in Syria. Satellite images show the once pristine archaeological park, pockmarked with looters' pits. The silent city, which survived nearly 2 millennia beneath the sand, has been ravaged in less than a decade. Many of its treasures are now lost to the black market, their context and history erased forever. This makes the discoveries that were made, the artifacts that were saved, and the photographs that were taken all the more precious. They are our only remaining window into this extraordinary place. The paintings from the synagogue and the church were carefully removed and are now housed in the National Museum of Damascus, themselves facing an uncertain future. So why does this lost city in the Syrian desert still matter so much? Because Dura-Europos challenges our assumptions. It shows us a world far more complex, colorful, and interconnected than we ever imagined. It reveals the early artistic roots of both Judaism and Christianity, proving they were not born in a vacuum, but were part of a rich, visual culture. It's a place where different worlds met: East and West, Greek and Persian, Roman and Semitic. It's a snapshot of a moment in time when multiple faiths were evolving, competing, and coexisting in a single, vibrant community. The treasures of Dura-Europos are not just gold or jewels. They are paintings on plaster walls, scraps of papyrus, and the silent stones of its buildings. They are the stories of soldiers, priests, merchants, and families who lived and worshipped at the edge of an empire. Dura-Europos is a reminder that history is not a simple, linear story. It's a messy, beautiful, and often surprising tapestry. And sometimes, the greatest treasures are the ones buried beneath the sand, waiting patiently to be found, to rewrite what we thought we knew, and to share their secrets across the millennia. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. If you found the story of Dura-Europos as fascinating as we do, please like this video and subscribe for more explorations into our world's hidden history. See you next time.